Hi, I'm Drew Redding, the program therapist with Methodist Hospital Specialty in Transplant Behavioral Health Services. And you might be feeling a lot of anxiety, especially in this day and age. Anxiety is something that we all experience at times, but it can also be a severely debilitating illness. It's something that can cause intense fear and worry, as if we are in danger. And no amount of reassurance is going to help us to feel better. Anxiety is something that we all experience in our daily life, but it can also be a debilitating illness that causes us excessive and intense worry about everyday situations. No amount of reassurance from others can help put our feelings at ease. And it starts to affect our ability to work, it affects us in social situations, and it can even affect our ability to function at home. Let's imagine we're on a roller coaster. Everybody's going to feel a little anxiety as we slowly rise to the top of that first hill. Some people are excited, they can't wait for the drop. Some people want nothing more but to get off of that roller coaster as soon as possible. Our breathing starts to rise, our heart rate starts to increase. Now imagine if the drop never came. Imagine if you got stuck in that moment before the drop. Your mind never finds the peace to making it to the other side, and your body stays in that heightened sense of fear of the fall. Anxiety disorders can be caused by significant stressors we're going through, underlying biological factors, or even traumatic experiences we have that resurface in our memories, flashbacks, or dreams. These factors can trigger our fight or flight response. It's a part of our nervous system that helps us survive in dangerous situations. It can cause our heart rate to increase, our temperature to rise, our stomach to turn into knots, and our muscles to really tense up in preparation. Unfortunately, it also turns off our higher level of thinking. In a dangerous situation, there's no time to think, we just have to react. We often try to cope with anxiety by just avoiding the problem altogether. But does that really help the anxiety go away? Or does it just sit in the back of your mind, waiting for the next opportunity to pop up? Like any problem in life, we really have to learn to face these issues. It's the only way we can find relief. To cope with anxiety, we really want to first focus on skills that help us settle our body. And then we can start working on thinking our way through the problem. We can do things like deep breathing exercises, splashing some water on our face, or just slowly clenching and releasing different parts of our body to start releasing the tension that builds up with anxiety. If we can settle our body down, then we can start learning to challenge and confront those stressful and anxious thoughts. Some people use anti-anxiety medications to help settle their body down. But over the long run, this doesn't help decrease the frequency of the anxiety and also can increase the intensity. So learning to cope with these stressors in healthy ways with healthy behaviors is the goal of treatment. Drugs and alcohol can also affect the neurotransmitters in our brain and prevent us from being able to regulate that anxiety on our own. Let's take a moment to practice a skill to release some of that tension that anxiety stores in our body. You can do something called progressive muscle relaxation. We're just going to take a moment to clench muscle groups in our body as a way of releasing that tension. So let's start at the top. We're going to clench all the muscles in our face and we're going to squeeze our shoulders for 5 seconds and then repeat. Then we're going to come down to our arms and our shoulders. We're going to curl in, just hold it, again for 5 seconds. Finally, we're going to come down to our legs. We're going to lift our legs up. Squeeze all the muscles in our thighs, again for 5 seconds. And as you release each muscle group, I hope you find that tension and that anxiety starts to release from your body as well. Anxiety disorders are often not taken very seriously by our society. People feel ashamed and want to try to handle the problem on their own. This leads to us avoiding dealing with our problems and the symptoms that come up. Maybe we crash and start to feel paralyzed by indecision. Therapy and support groups are a great way to learn with others how to cope with the anxiety and limit its effect on our lives. Here are some resources you can use to help yourself or somebody you love.